All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Thursday morning. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. As Bitcoin right now is hanging out above key support, but struggling to get that last push up to our next major area of resistance. And we're going to be talking about it today, guys, because it is spicier than a whole bowl of jalapeno peppers right now. I'm excited, if you can't tell. I mean, honestly, it is looking pretty crazy. This morning, when I came and I looked at the chart, do you know what I said to myself? Do you guys want to know what I said when I looked at this chart? I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is crazier than the time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's in his dang Maserati. This is crazier than the time I got arrested for trading and driving. The cops pulled me over for looking at the dang charts. It's not my fault the new cars put the freaking TV screens right here for the trading view charts. All right, now make sure to smash up the likes because, as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will absolutely be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, 1,000 USDT. And Bitcoin is getting, as you can see, a little bit of a move to the downside. And shout out to everyone who was in the stream yesterday, and shout out to everyone in the Casper crew, because literally in the New York Open VIP live stream, the last thing I posted was this. All right, we saw a short setup live in the Casper crew VIP Discord New York Open live stream yesterday, and that's exactly where we ended up topping out. All right, so the small time frame analysis, that's going to be at the Casper crew, JasonCasperTrading.com, a beginner's course, 3 instructors, multiple live streams a day, all that kind of good stuff at JasonCasperTrading.com. Also got to give a major shout out to BLOFIN, offering 10% cash back on everything you deposit, plus very low fees if you sign up using my link. BLOFIN is going to give you 0.04% market order fees. All right, this is as low as MEXC without the 50% discount. Also got to give a shout to BITUNIX, 20% cash back up to $400. Chance to win all these prizes. Got to give a major shout to ANTARCTIC Exchange as well. ANTARCTIC, decentralized exchange, guys, with the lowest fees in the world, all right? You're not going to find this anywhere else besides using ANTARCTIC with my link. 0% limit order, 0.015% market order. Make sure to check it out, y'all. Shout out to ANTARCTIC, and shout out to everybody right now in the dang chat. Who we got in the house today? Soul Trades, what is going on? Shout out to Shushant Parab. Shout out to Valenti Tech. Shout out to Global Sacrifice, says Spiciness. Shout out to Joss Tech, he says, what's up, Jason Gang? Shout out to Yowzer Donkosaurus, he says, USDT. That's right, USDT. Stop swinging your mouse, Jason, you're making me dizzy. I'm sorry, bro, I can't help it. The coffee's hitting me a little bit different today. Guys. I'm telling you, this shirt is like freaking spandex on me right now because I'm so pumped up. But the coffee. Whew. Jason, relax. They're gonna put you back in the dang institution, bro. All right, let's see. How many coffees did I have today? Just uno. Just one. It must have been a little extra strong. Whew. Shout out to Miro Vuski. Come on, let's pump to 100K, baby. Will Bitcoin hit 0 today, says CC. C Caputa? Maybe. Shout out to Felix H. He says, yo, Jay. Good brother. Thanks for the earlier streams. It's lunch here in London. Well, yeah, man. It's the only time I can really stream nowadays, so I'm letting it happen. Shout out to Crypto Princess in the chat. Hey, guys, if you're not subscribed to Crypto Princess, go subscribe. All right? Check her out. Shout out to All Roads Lead to Rome. Hey, what are your opinions on scalping altcoins? Man, it could be pretty good, all right? It could be pretty good. Check the mic. Why? Is it a little too loud? Are we peaking a little bit? Sorry, man. That wasn't coffee. Shout out to Alan. Shout out to Roberto Hernandez from Arizona. What's going on, my bro? God bless you, man. God bless you. Shout out to Preparing for War. How's my blood pressure? I don't know, man. I haven't checked it, but it's probably super high if I had to guess. It feels high, man. The pressure feels high right now. We're trying to make those juicy gains in these volatile markets. The pressure's on, baby. If we don't do it, we can't pay the rent. We get evicted. We have to go out on the street. All right? Now, let's get into the charts. Make sure to smash the likes, guys. We got about 500 people up in the house. About 100 likes. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers, baby. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers. Shout out to David Brumblebow. Shout out to Mark, and also Mark Ball. And shout out to Mark Bell as well. My man, he went from like a super strong fat guy to like a super ripped keto guy to like a super ripped sugar only guy. And he invented the slingshot, which all us bench pressers love, because we can bench more weight. It feels good for our dang ego. If you know, you know. All right. We got an issue with the mic in the house. Does anyone else have sound issues with the mic? Let me know. All right. All right, let's pop on over now to the chart. All right, look at this. This is the 1 hour time frame. We're going to start on the weekly. Actually, we're going to start on the daily. Let's start on the daily. Oh, man. Oh, man. Guys, this is nuts. All right. Like I said, this is crazy, man. This is crazier than the time I got arrested for trading and driving. I'm telling you, man. This was honestly the scariest day of my life. All right. Not only the reason I got pulled over is because I'm swerving in and out of the lanes, and the cop he's pulling me over. I didn't even notice he was pulling me over because I was too busy looking at the chart. Bitcoin about to get a swing failure pattern here. I'm trying to enter short. You can see the purple candle is coming down without me. I'm trying to fumble on my phone, putting the password on my iPhone to get into the right app, open up Bybit. All right. What could have been a profitable trade ended up a whole night in jail. All right, not a fun time. So public service announcement, guys, do not trade and drive. Now, as we look at the daily time frame here, what do we see? The thing that really piques my interest is the money flow crossing from the purple into the blue, baby. Man, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay. Now, again, let's go over the context here, because what I see here is definitely potential for more upside. But we have to recognize the fact that the daily time frame soon, maybe by the end of the week even, or next week, is probably going to top out soon. So we need to keep this in the back of our mind, because even in a strong uptrend, when the red dot prints, right, what do we get? We get consolidation or pullback, right? Consolidation or pullback. In fact, when we're in a range, it means the whole rest of the week is sideways and down. When we're actually pumping in a higher lows, higher highs, it also means usually the rest of the week sideways and down. So we can acknowledge the fact that, yes, when we look at this, we have a really nice bottom, right? A nice bullish divergence, uneven butt cheek pattern, big on the left, skinny on the right. In fact, let's just superimpose the cheeks on the chart. We stretch them out. We can see clearly the resemblance is striking. This is a good bottom signal at key support. But soon we're expecting our first daily time frame sideways and or retracement as the wave is topping out. But the money flow is crossing into the blue, which means we remain overall bullish on the higher term time frames. Weekly green dot confirmed. 2-week VWAP about to cross the zero line. In my opinion, I am excited for a bit of a pullback soon for another bounce. Now, let's also discuss a few more things here that are very important. Thing number one is the fact that, in my opinion, there's a very good chance, let's just actually focus on this for a second here. All right. Let's take the high that we made back in November 13th, 2024. Draw this line across the chart to the high that we made here March 3rd, 2025, our current high, and let's drag it back down to this area, and now we're going to pull it like this. In my opinion, this is still our range to trade. All right? This is still our local range to trade. Our local range high coming in around 95.5, our local range low coming in around 74. I know it's been a very exciting time getting this big pump, but we have to think to ourselves, if the daily is topping out around the top of a local range, I'm not saying we're not going to pump. I'm just saying I'm getting excited for the potential of getting a pullback so that we can get in on a higher low. Where would we look to get in on a higher low? I don't know. Maybe like the trend line to give us a really nice, beautiful, rounded bottom shape. The opposite of this really ugly, rounded top shape. You know? Rounded bottoms, that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. That is juicy. All right? That is dang juicy. Now, are we actually going to get a retracement that low? Well, it depends. But what's most important here, guys, is that we all trade with our adult Now, me personally, I never, ever leave the adult diapers away from the trading desk. Why? Well, first of all, make sure to get your transparent depends, as you can see the chart right through it, so you don't miss a move. But also, we all know as traders that you could stand here or walk all day waiting for your level to get hit, but price won't move an inch or even a centimeter until you go pee and step away from the computer. So this negates that price moving without you action. All right, now I am sponsored by Depends, link in the description. All right, make sure to click my link, man. They give me juicy commissions. The commissions are as thick as those adult diapers after 2 days of use. Okay, now let's see. I want to talk about this range. I want to talk about the fact that when we look at this volume, like this, bam, we are indeed way above the value area low of the range. What does this mean? Whoops. This means we are bullish, right? Because the fair value zone for Bitcoin that we have been establishing since the beginning of November, saying that Bitcoin is undervalued if it comes below 85.2 and overvalued if it comes above 102. Now, actually, this is not Bybit, so let's go to Bybit here. Let's go to Bybit. I want to use the Bybit volume. All right. Here we go. This is our fair value zone. All right. Now, as long as we hold above this level, very bullish. Very, very bullish. Okay. So, the first thing we need to be aware of is simply a back test or a retracement down to the 89.5-ish thousand dollars zone, right? In fact, even if we weren't technical analysts, even if we were just in art class, let's say we were in art class, I got to give a big shout out to my middle school art teacher, Miss Pillowcheck. All right, Miss Pillowcheck, shout out to you, Miss Pillowcheck. All right, let's say this was art class. You would say, man, look at this, look at the artistic creativity here. They had this like line that was always respected multiple times here, going all the way back. Wow, look at the artist with the symmetry, as above, so below, right? And so now you would say, you know what, there's a little bit of an anomaly in this art picture. I mean, look at this, it just sticks up like there's nothing, there's no structure here. You know, we need to fill it out a little bit and then continue this pattern, right? Of it being support and resistance. So this would be the first place that we look for a backtest. It's a support resistance flip. What used to be resistance becomes support. What used to be support becomes resistance. When you are looking at a chart, you will notice that when price is forming support, if we lose that support, it becomes resistance once, twice, 3 times. Now that we've broken above, now we look at it for support, right? So if we come down here, what are we going to be looking for? Well, if we come down below the level, as soon as we reclaim that level, this now gives us a orientation point to understand where support now is. If we come down there and we see a bounce happening, now we know, okay, we're getting a bounce. This gives us a setup because wherever we wick down to, that's our invalidation of the idea, meaning our idea is wrong if we come below where we wick down to. And we have a target, which is the top of this fair value zone, because remember, coming into a previous fair value zone after losing it, probabilities are highest, we actually fill to the top of that fair value zone. So this could actually give us a swing trade, right? A breakout and then a back test, all right? Now again, we have to obviously be looking at market Cipher B. We want to see uneven butt cheek patterns happening here. You know, we don't just want to, you know, a level don't mean a peak if it ain't got that cheek, as my grandma used to tell me. So that is one place we should be looking, but second is this, all right? Second is this. We're going to go ahead and use our Fibonacci retracement tool. And we're going to go ahead and look at the volume of this lower range here. All right, let's look at the volume of the lower range here. Notice this. All right, we have ourselves the Fibonacci golden pocket, the value area low of the lower range, and the 786 down in this area. Now, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to use my intuition now, okay? I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to say that we have the 786 and the 886 down here, where if we get a deeper retracement, we could see something like this. Why something so deep? Well, because a lot of times you'll see that pattern of making that first low, that lower low, and then coming back to test that original low. All right. And so my gut just tells me that this is the fib level that I want to be looking at here. All right. That's what my gut tells me. My gut. All right. I've got a big gut from eating 5,000 calories a day. It'll make your gut pretty big. Eating that many calories. Actually, yesterday, like 5,700 calories, man. That's how I have so much energy to walk on the treadmill. All right. Now, look. Let's see. That would be the second thing I would look for. So, number one is going to be our macro value area low. That's coming in around 89.5. Number two for me, I know. There are other places we could look on the way down. Don't get me wrong, but these are the major ones. It's going to be the back test of like the high 70s. And then number three is this. Hear me out here. Hear me out. All right. When I'm looking at this, the only thing I can think of is our sideways range. Market makers wreck everybody who's short. Market makers wreck everybody who's long. Market makers bring us back into the range. And then we pump. All right. This is my third scenario. And I actually like this scenario quite a bit. Why? Well, everybody and their madre is ultra bullish. Everybody and their grandmama is ultra bullish. I'm ultra bullish. The only reason I wear a purple shirt is to keep me level-headed. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I wear a purple shirt is to keep me level-headed, to keep me from being too bullish. If I was wearing a blue shirt, I'd 100x long my full dang account. And so to stop myself from doing such things, I wear the purple shirt. Sometimes I even put on the purple hat. Right? Sometimes I even wear the two hats like this. You know? You guys see that? You see that? Two hats like that. All right? Does the soul good. Keep you from getting too bullish. But here's the deal, guys. All right? We do have very important support that we have front run down below. All right? Our Fibonacci golden pocket from the August 2024 low to the high. We also have the macro 382 from way down here to the all-time high. And so I think to myself, when I'm looking at this and I'm saying the daily looks like she could give us a red dot soon, which would result in a little bit of sideways and down, as I'm making my trading plans, I'm thinking, okay, where are the places where I would really want to look for that good trade to come in? Well, this to me, losing our current low and bouncing from somewhere around here. All right. In fact, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. I would even welcome it down to 67, to be honest with you, the POC of that previous range. Doing something like this, in my opinion, would allow us to, and again, the market will wreck most people. So what would wreck the most people here? It would be get everybody really bullish here, drop it down, get everybody really bearish here, and this is where we find support. And if this happens, our time frames are still going to look bullish, man. Think about the weekly time frame if that happens, right? What's the weekly market cipher B going to look like? I'll tell you what she'll look like. She'll look like this. Bullish div on the weekly? Yeah. Absolutely. We might not have time to print the dot, but the momentum wave is going to look like this, right? It's going to look like this maybe. All right. See how we didn't have time to print the dot, but we still have the divergence? This medical condition is known as, the Latin medical term is butt-cheeticus falsicus, right? It means in English, false butt cheek, because it didn't actually print the dot, but yet we still see it is a butt cheek pattern here. Butt-cheeticus falsicus. I did study Latin back in university. People don't know that about me. I even taught Latin for a little bit. I'm teaching you guys now. But Chicatus falsicus. See, I'm a Latin teacher. Anything's possible with YouTube, guys. Now, not only would we have that on the weekly, but on the daily. If we took that low again, let's just analyze and fantasize even about what would happen if we came down here. I mean, what would this look like? This would look like this. And the money flow. Oh my goodness. I mean, could you imagine anything better than that? I mean, dude, That's crazy. Now look. All right, shout out to Big Mike. My man. All right. That is one scenario. Okay, now let's assume, let's just assume. Now, again, I'm very bullish. Why am I so bullish? Jason, do you not recognize that there's a hidden bearish divergence on the daily time frame? You fool! You imbecile! You bullish moonboy crypto YouTubers getting paid by Bybit to be bullish just so that you can use your innocent viewers for liquidity for your own trades? Don't you see, Jason? A bearish hidden divergence here? I see it, guys. I see it. Okay? I see it. Now look. Here's the thing. Why am I maintaining a bullish bias with bearish divs on hidden divs on the deal? It's because of the weekly. It's because of the weekly. We have a confirmed hidden bullish div on the weekly that is supported by regular bullish divergence on the 4-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, and the money flow on the daily. And so for these reasons, I have to lean more bullish. And I have to say that, okay, we're changing market structure on the daily with multiple bullish confirmations on high time frames. So if I'm going to weigh the bullishness and the bearishness, the deprecating and the elevating factors, I have to say there's more bullish factors here than bearish. Yeah, we have a potential hidden bear div on the daily, which could lead to a lower high and a lower low. It could. But think of it this way, guys. There are more bullish signs on the chart. The weekly, the 4-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, the 1-day, the actual market structure changing on the daily right now. So even if this hidden bear div does confirm, and even if it gives us a lower low, in my opinion, that's still going to look bullish on the chart. Could I be wrong about that? I could. But I'm going to hang on to the bullish bias right now because I trust these signals on the chart. It's very rare that they don't play out. I mean, look at this. Okay, let's just do a little thought experimentum. We had a bull div right here on the daily, money flow and momentum right here. Really nice pump. We changed market structure. Oh no! We were wrong! No, we weren't wrong. We put another drive of bullish div, and then that was the big move, right? So right now, what do we got? We got a bull div on the daily. We changed market structure. Oh no, were we wrong? I don't know, because we could get that same thing happening. All right? So that's what I'm looking at. Now, I could be wrong. I could be. Please, this is not financial advice. I'm just a guy here on YouTube, sweaty, purple, V-neck shirt, plunger, on the tongue. It tastes horrible. Sheesh. Jason, what are you doing, man? You got to get a grip on yourself. Now, that's what I'm looking at, okay? But here's the deal. And we have to play both sides of this because we have to be prepared for anything. The reality is also, if the high is in, and if the bull market's completely over, if that's the case, then our lower high is most likely going to be around this zone, all right? If the bull market's over, most likely this is the area where we lower high and then go on literally to absolute zero. So we do need to be aware of that. We do need to be aware that the daily's starting to top as we're coming to major resistance, which could either, and what we're hoping for is it gives us that last pullback before the pump. But if it's over, if it's all over, if Bitcoin's over, if this whole thing is just an elaborate Ponzi scheme to wreck everybody, this is going to be our lower high, and then we will come back into the previous range, where we'll probably find support around the low of this range and continue the bear market, right? So that's what we're looking at here. And I'm going to maintain a little bit of a bullish bias here. A little bit of a bullish bias. Let's go to the 1 minute time. We'll go back to the 1 hour time frame. I'm sorry. I got my Bill Gates voice coming on out of nowhere. Oh man. All right. Yeah. So that's what we got going on, man. And obviously we do have some supports here. We do have some supports here. Now, shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord because look, on Monday we gave the long trade in advance from $86,000. We pumped up. We're still pumping. All right. Also, if you're in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, the last thing I posted yesterday in the VIP live stream was this short as it was happening in live time. And that's where we literally topped out, right? 94.5. 94.5. Also, guys, if you want to trade over on BLOFIN, 10% cash back. Everything you deposit 1,000, get 100. Also, they are offering VIP 3 fees, which is like 0.04% market fee. And they're doing regular $100 giveaways for those who sign up under my link. You don't even need to trade or deposit to win the $100. Got to give a shout to BITUNIX. 20% cash back on your deposit up to $400. And they have the competition for everybody who signs up under me to basically win prizes, not based on how much you trade money-wise, but how well you trade, which I think is really good because a lot of exchanges say, you know, trade 500 quadrillion volume and you might get like a $1,000 bonus. Isn't that great? No, it's not great, bro. You think I got that kind of money? But this is based on your ROI, all right? Also, we have to give a big shout out to Antarctic Decentralized Exchange. If you sign up using my link to this new groundbreaking decentralized exchange, which is changing the game for trading, you get SVIP privileges, which basically means insanely low fees. Insanely low fees. 0% maker order, 0.015% market order. Also, guys, if you want to join the Casper crew or give the setups in advance, JasonCasperTrading.com. I recommend you check it out. It's the best trading community in the world. Am I a little bit biased? Maybe. 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 Alright? Maybe. Alright. Bill Gates and Mickey Mouse sound identical. I know. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? We got to give a major shout out to our super chats. Eat, Sleep, Drift. Check Ina. And shout out to Eczema. Will you make a super pump song when we break the new all-time high? Yeah, sure. We'll do the pump song twice in a row when we hit a new all-time high. But it has to happen live. Alright. Ina? What is Ina, Eat, Sleep, Drift? Ina. Let's look at Ina. How's Ina looking? Well, let's see. Let's take a look. Ina. Well, we have a weekly green dot. Let's go to this 4-day. We have a 4-day bull div. We don't have much data here. Too much. We're below the POC. Let's check out this. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks good. So that's all I can say. It looks pretty good. The daily looks great. The daily looks great. All right. The daily does look great. Potential bump and run pattern. Breaking of the trend line. Looks good. We would be longing into resistance here, but if we can break above this last lower high and actually change market structure and then come down for a retest, that would be good confirmation. But in general, it looks great. All right. I like the way the chart looks. I don't know what Ina is, so it could be a rug. I don't know. But the chart looks good, right? The chart looks good. We will take a quick look. Oh, did you hear the news? I think that Klaus Schwab retired from the World Economic Forum. Something like that, yeah, because there were allegations against him or something stupid like that. We don't really know. The plebs don't really get the true news about anything. Klaus Schwab is not even really have any power at all. He's simply just a mouthpiece. To laugh at us, they put some kind of James Bond villain German guy, bald-headed, in charge of the World Economic Forum. You will eat the bugs. They just do it for the comedic value. But now he's gone. Did you guys hear about that? We should take a look at some other assets. Bulls have to go Super Saiyan. Yeah, absolutely. When does this channel go live normally? 7 in the morning, baby. 7 in the morning. Shout out to Frankie Candle. Shout out to 3-Digit. Someone needs to give Sinister Gates a nice mRNA pie so he can stroke out. So he can... Oh, Sinister Gates. You're talking about Bill Gates? Bro, I thought you were talking about the guitar player from Avenged Sevenfold. That's so funny. I'm like, bro, why are you trying to inject Sinister Gates, man? You trying to get rid of those sweeps? Those guitar solos? Man, come on, bro. That's so funny, man. Shout out to my man, CBK Wahoo! Am I in a long and a short? Yeah. XRP looking weak. All right, check Bitcoin. Let's check it out. Let's check it out on a lower time frame. All right, look, Bitcoin's doing a whole bunch of nada. Nothing. Nothing. All right? It's doing a whole bunch of nothing right now. And we do have some slight bull div on the 12 here, but money flow doesn't look the best. But this is local support, right? This is local support here. We could see a bounce from this area. We could see a bounce from this area. We got an inverted head and shoulders happening. Let's go down to our 6 minute. Slight bull div, like, I don't necessarily like it, but yeah, we are seeing this at key support, so it could turn into something. And when I say key support, we're really just back testing this, right? We're back testing this, so there is a level here that we could get a little bit of a biz ounce from. Let's pull a fib. Let's pull a fib. Let's pull a fib. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you could see this could be a local support here, absolutely. But the higher term stuff I've already gone over, and I'm gonna keep the low term time frame stuff exclusively in the VIP Discord, especially since I'm doing these early streams, you know. But yeah, Bitcoin right now is forming, confirmed a big bottom on the hourly. So keep your eyes out right now, guys. If we get another move to the downside after New York opens, just keep your eyes on the hourly for something like this, you know. The uneven butt cheek pattern. Someone says XRP looks weak, huh? Let's check out the ES. Ooh, wow. ES gapped up today. So ES could fill a gap. Be aware of ES today, guys. Filling a gap and then getting a bounce. All right. ES 5. This gap happened on yesterday. Wait, what day is today? What day is today, guys? It's Thursday. This gap was on Tuesday. This gap on the hourly. Yeah, beware of the gap. All right. That gap could fill and give us a little bit of a bounce. Let's check out XRP. Is XRP really looking weak? Or are we just too zoomed in here? All right, so I'm gonna be real about XRP right now. Let's remove it all. So XRP, I don't think this is looking weak, but like I've been saying, Bitcoin's leading the pack. All right, Bitcoin is our leader of the pack, and so Bitcoin, if we pump, XRP will also pump. This looks good to me. Let's go to the monthly, actually. Look at this April candle, guys. This April candle is a bullish hammer candle. If this weekly dot starts to print this week, guys, I think that's bullish. At least coming back up to the top of our range here at around $3. All right, at around $3, right up here. Right, at least coming back up to that range. But that's a nice candle. The weekly is bottomed. Let's check out our 4-day. So 4-day is definitely giving us like a trigger wave after the low. We did have a bear div up here. So yeah, Bitcoin's leading the way. I don't think XRP is looking that weak right now. I think like so far, this looks like a nice bounce. And if Bitcoin's going to be bullish, especially guys, if Bitcoin's going to reclaim 96K, man, that's crazy. If Bitcoin reclaims 96, 97K, which is the macro POC plus the golden pocket, I'd say we're hitting new all-time highs. All right, that's just my own view. All right, that's just my own view. Let's pop on over to. I do want to take a quick look at what's happening with the order flow on Bitcoin right now. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Man, we have 1,000 people, only 300 likes. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes in 5 minutes. If so, we'll do a giveaway. I'm gonna set a timer here. Everyone smash up the like. In the next 5 minutes, we'll do a giveaway. So, what are we seeing here, man? We are seeing It's really hard to tell. It's slightly bullish CVD, but not really. Slightly bullish, but not really. One thing for sure, we have a lot of shorts that shorted in this area here. A lot of shorts that shorted here. They shorted VWAP, and they're still open, and they're kind of underwater. So we have 4.3 million longs longing that low, followed by 4.3 million shorts. So literally equal number of shorts and longs entering right here. Now those shorts are underwater, and they're still open. Most of those longs have closed, but those shorts are still open, making me think we could get a little bit of a squeeze up here, leading up to pre-market open around 8:30 in the morning. And honestly, if we're going to hold this support, I expect that we come back up to that $96,000, $97,000 region. All right. By the way, make sure to follow me on Twitter. All right. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Let's see if I can't get 24,000 followers. At Jason_Casper. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. All right. Twitter. Shout out to Twitter. If by chance it does roll over, it's all good. Last two prior cycles had a good dip buy in July. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Shout out to HFG. He says New York will decide, but hopefully we get a nice squeeze. Metasignal says to short to 89K. Yeah, that's a good level. That's a good level. That's our first major zone. 89K, man. That's our first zone. If you were here the whole stream, that's our first area we're looking for a retracement to. Yeah, Twator. XCN talking something. Don't know what that is. All right, we're pumping our likes a little bit here, guys. But we have 5 minutes for everyone to like the thing, and we'll do a $500 giveaway. Can we get a pump song for ETH? Is ETH pumping right now? Let's check out ETH. Yeah, not really, yeah. Oh, it is a little bit on the 12-minute. Let's check out Ethereum here. Let's check out Ethereum. Why am I holding the chicken like that on Twitter? You're supposed to ask that question. That's the whole reason I'm doing it. That's the whole reason I'm doing it, man. I mean, what a weird picture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I do have to say, I try to be the weirdest crypto YouTuber analyst out there on the internet. All right, I do try. So, you just joined the Dex. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Shout out to Sunshine Girl. God bless you, Sunshine Girl. May the Lord bless you and your family. You swap from TV to laptop to like. That's what's up. Do I sell merch? Yeah, I guess I do. Technically, on the website, I do. At JasonCasperTrading.com, I technically do. Yeah, I have mugs with like this picture on it, I think, like that. But nothing too crazy, man. It's mostly just joke merch, right? I think maybe I've sold like 5 things in like 3 years. So I could be weirder. Okay, all right, okay. Awesome, guys, awesome. All right, so ETH. It's almost 8 o'clock. In half an hour, we're probably going to get some kind of a large move coming in. Spike in volume. Let's check out Sol. Sol also getting a nice move, man. Everything right now is getting a nice little move here. Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Chainlink. Everything's looking like this bottom looks nice for a lot of stuff, to be honest. I just don't like the time that it happened. You know, I would rather maybe we come test the low again or something, or maybe make a higher low here. We'll see. Sol looking nice as well. Pre-market open, yes, pre-market open. Pre-market open in half an hour. Sell plungers, maybe I should. Why are people too lazy to press the like button? I don't know. We have 1,100 viewers. Our timer went off. Can we get 1,000 likes in another 3 minutes? Let's see if we can. I'm just curious. Let's see, 3 minutes, 1,000 likes. Let's see. We got our timer going, baby. We got our timer going. Mark Dutch. What? I don't think I can read that comment live, alright? But, look, man, I love chickens. If you don't have chickens, you're missing out, alright? Yesterday, I was out in the field working hard, planting 72 potato plants. 72 potato plants with the kids out there. And I plan on planting 12 more today to give us the potato harvest. What's my invalidation for the bullish scenario? It's difficult to say right now because I'm looking at many specific levels here, many zones. So what bullish scenario are you talking about? There's different bullish scenarios I have. Each one has its own invalidation. Are you talking about a retrace like this? Like a back test of 90K? My invalidation of that is we lose the level, right? We do this, we see the bounce. As soon as I see the bounce, long, stop loss, all right? Of wherever we wick to. We lose that, I'm invalidated, right? The next is going to be those levels I've already outlined. And then, of course, coming down under these lows, you know, I'm going to be looking at my golden pocket. I'm going to be looking at the 382. I'm going to be looking at the value areas from the previous range. And that's where I'm going to be looking for my entries. So I like my low time frame entries. I mean, if you're a swing trader, you're going to have to use... I'd say don't try and catch the knife, right? If you're a swing trader, we come down to here, let's say, you know, you got to be careful with that. So let's say we come down, you got to wait until we do some kind of higher low, right? And then you have your invalidation, some kind of bullish thing forming down here. You're going to give yourself some time to get into that trade, right? You got to see something, if you're a higher time frame trader, maybe some bullish CBD, maybe some bullish market cipher stuff that gives you an entry and a reason to enter. And once you have a reason to enter, once you have a reason to believe the bottom's in, right? Like let's say it's just a higher low, then your invalidation is the low. Because if we're really making higher lows, that means if we make a lower low, you're wrong. You're invalidating your idea that we're switching direction, right? So I don't have like one invalidation for my bullish scenario. I've given 3 bullish scenarios here of where I'm looking for my next long. Each one has its own invalidation, right? Each one has its own invalidatione. All right, did we get our 1,000 likes? No. 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 Shout out to Big Ways. He says, if you don't know how to trade, all you need is Jason's course plus market cipher. Saying this from experience, you can thank me later. A bullish push is coming, says Yo Shua H. That's what's up. That's what's up. I hope so. I hope so. What do I see? Market cipher 4 hour on Sui. Let's check it out. People still trading Sui? Alright, let's pop on over to Sui. Looks to me like we got some bear div here a little bit with that wick. And we're rejecting from the... What is that blue line? What is that? I don't know. Hang on. Let's extend this right. So we're coming towards a value area high. But so I don't see a bull div down here. But the money flow momentum looks nice. That trigger wave gave us a big pump. Looks like we need to cool off a little bit. Let's zoom in. It's actually looking a little ambiguous. I gotta be honest. I could see it going both ways here. We're at resistance, which makes me hesitant to long. The 4-hour looks like it could cool off more. But the 1-hour money flow is getting thick. Looks like that next green dot could give us another big push. Right? So we would need some kind of local entry here if you're looking for a long. And I know people hate this kind of stuff, but really what looks so good right now is simply just this. That looks really good. Just like wreck all these guys and then pump, you know? That's looking good right now. Alright, Bitcoin pumping, baby. Shout out to Dano Crypto in the chat. Oh, the wick is only on MEXC. Okay, then we're consolidating under resistance. Bitcoin's pumping? I don't know. Is this pumping? Let's go to the 1 minute. Is this really pumping here? Is that a pump or is that a dump? You guys tell me. Pump or dump? Y'all tell me. What do I think about PP coin? Let's check it out. Let's check out Pepe. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Dano Crypto, do yourself a dang favor and subscribe. Alright, let's check out Pepe. So Pepe right now is I'd say this is considered a hidden bull div on the weekly. Even from down here. Hidden bull div, potentially, on the weekly, if we're going to look at this. Right, 1, 2, 3 taps there on that trend line. Let's go ahead and pull our fib, low to high. Put on our 786, 886. Our altcoin golden pocket. Bouncing from the 786, let's put on our volume. Coming down to value area low, holding above POC. Weekly looks good. 2 weekly looks good. 5-day looks good. No div, but definitely uneven butt cheek pattern. And our 3-day has the div. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. With Bitcoin leading the way, if Bitcoin reclaims 96K, we could have an alt pump season. And I'd say Pepe is at key support with bull divs, man. Key support with bull divs. You know? We've taken some liquidity from August 4th. The August 4th low. That was a very important pivot low in the crypto markets in general. That's when Bitcoin backtested 49K before the last big pump. I can't believe that was almost a year ago, guys. That's absolutely crazy. Time goes by so quick. Time goes by so quick. Shout out to the super chat in the house. Lost Liberty, morning. Can we see the Telcoin chart, bro? Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's take a look at Tel. Do tell, do tell, do tell. Let's take a look at Tel. All right, so what do I think about Tel? Well, I think this. We've done a big sweep of the low. Let's go to the weekly. That weekly candle looks really nice. We are currently getting a move up. And we're coming to that weekly order block. That's where we're finding a little local resistance. Let's go to the daily. We're coming to the top of our local range here. Let's pull our fib. Let's pull our volume. So, okay, interesting. Things look really nice here. Bull div on the daily. On our 4-day, nice green dot. On our weekly, not enough data yet. 5-day, green dot. All right. I would say this, our next resistance on this is going to be here. All right. We have a daily order block, little doji candle, and just our historic resistance. Value area high POC. Let's pull the fib from this high here and this high here. We've got some fib resistance there as well from this last high. So yeah, definitely, I would say it's looking pretty good. And what I would want to see is a change of structure, taking out the previous lower high, and then come in for our retest back to this area here where we have support, resistance. Look for that nice inverted head and shoulders. That would be something I would be real keen on. All right, I would be real keen on it. Real keen, you know? Shout out to Subscribe Media Digital. Shout out to Sushant. Please check Algorand. Thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you. Well, this is my last idea for Algorand, which didn't work out at all. You know, we were looking for a back test of the daily. We actually did get a little bit of a bounce, but it just led to a lower high. So let's remove it all. Let's remove it all. I don't remember the last time I looked at Algo. Okay. Okay. So here's what we have on Algo. We have a bullish divergence, a higher high, a higher low, a cross of money flow, another, actually technically speaking here, a little bit of a hidden bull div on the weekly, also making another higher low after another change of structure. So we are making higher highs and higher lows. We're bouncing from the 886, which is key fib support. Let's pull the local volume. All right, let's pull it from here. It's not really what I would want to see. We are bouncing from a node of high volume at the 886, so we do have some confluences here. We're also back testing a key support resistance flip that we could take all the way back from this low that we made on September 2019, which is pretty crazy. That's a key level. We're back testing, so there are some nice confluences here, and we are seeing some trigger waves printing on the daily. So we basically just took that high. Now we're making a higher low. We just confirmed that green dot in the daily too, which is nice. I mean, we could be looking at something like this. I don't have like super ultra confirmation for this, but things are looking really nice at these lows. We're seeing bullish divs at each low. We're continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. We're back testing a key support resistance flip. Let's look at all the volume here. This is not financial advice, it's just analysis. Yeah, I mean, this is just an idea here. But I would say invalidation below the current low, because if we make another low, then this whole bullish market structure is canceled, right? So we would want to see a breakout of it, you know? That's what we want to see. Big economic data dump this morning. Stay vigilant, says Randy Gray. Thank you, Randy. Which market Cipher B do I use? The only paid official one from marketciphertrading.com. It's the only one I use. All right. That's the only one I truly use, ladies and gentlemen. You're waiting for trade. What trade are you waiting for? What trade are you waiting for? Look, if you're in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, alright, yesterday, literally, the last thing I posted in the New York Open live stream was this setup live, alright? That ended up being the exact top for yesterday. The day before, in the New York Open VIP live stream, I posted this scalp long trade. Still would be open now. We longed from 86,000. All right. You're looking for trade entries, you got to join the VIP. All right. If you're looking for macro, time frame analysis, and trade setups, this is the place to be. But if you want the local time frame stuff, man, gotta join the VIP, where myself and 3 other instructors are giving you their setups and their levels and all that stuff multiple times a day. All right. JasonCasperTrading.com. Also, if you want to trade on BLOFIN, they're giving you 10% cash back. Deposit 1,000, get 100, discounted fees. Many chances to win $100, even if you don't deposit anything, plus a chance to win all these prizes. Also, if you want to trade on BITUNIX and get 20% cash back, link in the description. And if you want to trade with the lowest fees possible, 0% market order, 0% limit order, 0.01% market order, check out ANTARCTIC. Links all in the description. This is a decentralized exchange, meaning never will require KYC, no locked accounts, no rug pulls. It's the real deal. This is going to be my main exchange in the future. It's the only exchange you need. All right. But right now, Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a pumperoni. All right. Let's see what's going to happen. When's the best time to get VIP? Doesn't matter. Just go to the website. You're planning a short from 95.2 or a long from 89.2. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, guys. Well, I gotta head out. May the Lord Jesus bless you all. And I do pray that each and every one of you and your families are very blessed in multiple ways. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love each and every one of you. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.